Hello everyone, Kelly here, and today we are talking about the mirror exercise, why it's important, and how it can help you on your journey. So the biggest thing about the mirror exercise is it brings you back into a state of peace, and it brings in self-love. And for a long time on my journey, I was doing the mirror exercise, but I wasn't going quite deep enough. It's just something I have learned over these years working with it, and also, I was doing a lot of self-care outside of the mirror exercise. I do a lot of nutrition, I do fitness, I meditate, like you name all the self-care things that people are supposed to do. I do all of them and then some. Okay, so I thought I was doing everything that I needed to really love myself. Okay. But I will share with you, this journey is not about the places that you are loving yourself and honoring yourself. It's about where you're not honoring yourself and not loving yourself. And this is a very, very big distinction between, just personal development and really going from the awareness stage to embodying the life that you want. Because this journey is not just about, getting our twin flame or getting anything outside of us. Yes, that is the end result. And, it's like going on a diet or going on a thing just to get the end result. People's motivation really, really wanes once they get to their desired goal. So this is about healing your core blocks to everything. Okay. So yeah. All right. So we'll get into it. Okay. So step one is, say you're upset about something in your life. Could be something your twin flame's doing or not doing. Could be something from, like a family member who says something or avoids something. Could be the person on the road who flicks you off or honks at you. You can mirror anything in your reality that isn't like wonderful. Okay. So, and I encourage you to do so. All right. And I also want to encourage you to write them down. Your biggest upsets, you're going to want to write down and do some work into them. Okay. And start asking questions. What does this mean? Because you will be given the answer if you ask. Okay. So that's the biggest thing, is asking for help from spirit and source to guide you here where you may be blind. Okay. All right. So the first thing, so I'll use this for an example. Last year, right around Christmas time, I left my car unlocked and somebody stole my makeup out of my car. I never leave it unlocked. But anyway, someone stole my makeup. And so I was pretty upset about it because naturally, I didn't want to have to rebuy all of that stuff. And so, okay, so that's step one. You state the upset. Okay, number two, you turn the pronouns around and you say, okay, I'm upset with myself because I'm stealing from myself. So where is it that you're stealing from yourself? Where are you leaking your energy in the world in a way that doesn't feel good? Okay. For me, as an example, at the time I have a ballet school, but I was driving Uber to kind of get by. And so I was driving 35 hours a week, while also trying to run my ballet school. So my energy, my rest time, non-existent. And so I was really I was stealing my own life force, right? In that area. And it's interesting that it was in my car. I just made that connection just now, that it was in my car that something was stolen, right? So just confirmation even further. Okay. Then, and then you go into that place. Okay. So I'm upset because I'm stealing from myself. What do you need to feel love there? And a lot of times people miss this step where they don't love themselves in that place that they're hurt. So I could do this in several ways. I could go back to the first time that I felt like I was really stealing my energy from myself. Like maybe it was the first job that I had in, I don't know, like in college, where I was waiting tables, that was just really draining my energy. And I would say, okay, what do I need to just have compassion and love for myself there? And I just love myself in that moment. And then I might go to another space in time and say, okay, like I was in a really poor marriage that really took a lot of my energy and my vitality. And so I could go to that part of myself, that inner child part of myself, well, not inner adult, really, on that one, and say, okay, what do I need to bring love here in this space? And just bring divine love, right? Your love, you're part of that divine spark. So just be with yourself in that moment and bring love there. And when you bring love there, you begin to heal it, okay? And you just let it settle and let it ground. And then I could go to the actual incident, or you could just go to the actual incident. But a lot of times, these are in our reality for us to recognize the patterns so that we can heal the patterns. So we're not experiencing the same things over and over and over in our reality. So we're starting to really live a life that is full and complete and abundant, right? Where we don't need our twin flame to come in and save us, right? Because that's not it. Like, you're one with your twin flame, so you have the opportunity to save yourself, right? So, and then the fourth step is to make a new choice. Say, okay, I choose to find a solution so that I'm not giving my energy away, okay? And then you find a solution. And if you can't afford a solution, you want to mirror that as well, right? And say, okay, where am I feeling lack in my life? Okay, and so again, I want to remind you with the mirror exercise, this is not to put any sort of blame on yourself, because then that's always going to make you feel worse, okay? So the idea of this is basic law of attraction, in that you are perfect and holy and divine just as you are right now, okay? You're abundant, you're beautiful, you are radiant just as you are. You don't need anything else. You don't need to diet, you don't need to exercise, you don't need to do any of these things. You are worthy just by being a divine child of God while you're resting, okay? Because we deserve to have rest. But we want to look at what are the things that we're attracting in our life, okay? So those things that you're attracting in your life, that's what you want to mirror if it's something that doesn't feel good, because ultimately you will begin to heal it. Now, I will share that I used to have a really hard time with men in general in relationships. And then I would just also, I would also notice when I started to mirror, I started to notice men like opening doors for me and just being kind, just in the general public. And so that was a really big shift when I started to mirror my upsets with men. So it really does work. You're going to see things in your reality change, because as you begin to change your core beliefs about men, or about your time, or about your worth, you're going to begin to see things shift and change subtly at first. And then, obviously the more work you do, it's like the snowball effect, and things will just completely shift for you. It does take practice. It does take patience. And I will say that, even my family has been a powerful, powerful tool for helping me heal some of these things. Even just this year, I've had a couple of conflicts with my brother that have made me set some boundaries and really made me kind of go deeper in what I feel is okay and how it's okay to be talked to and treated. And even when it's not intentional, even when that person is really genuinely trying to help, right? Because sometimes people can be, belittling or condescending, and they're not really intending to. They don't even notice that pattern in them. But as you rise, as you start to set new standards for yourself, you're going to notice things on a more sensitive level. And so what I've just been telling my family and my friends is I'm just more sensitive now. And I've always been this sensitive. But just letting them know that you're extra sensitive. And I've even had to go so far as saying that, I like being this sensitive. I like knowing how I feel. And just letting them know that, like, I'm not going to just put on a hard shell armor when I go see you. We have to find some kind of middle ground, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I'm one of those people that have done like self-work after self-care after self-care after self-care after self-care. However, I wasn't taking care of the cycles that I was having in my business. And I wasn't taking care of, that inner child that really believed, that really had learned to not believe that I was worthy of the life that I want and choose. And, I always had this perception that, everyone else gets their dream house and gets their dream man and gets their dream life. That wasn't for me. So that was definitely a limiting belief that I've had to really, really tune into and really take intense action. I hired 3 coaches this year to help get me out of a financial cycle that I'd been in for years. So, for a really, really, really embarrassing long time. So it's okay to humble yourself and ask for help because sometimes that's what that actually keeps us from getting over those humps and those blocks. And so I will share with you that that the mirror exercise is super, super powerful, even when you do it on your own. I've had a little bit of help coaching throughout the years, but I will say having a personal individual coach help me, basically it's like somebody who's walking you down a dark corridor that you don't really want to go down, right? It's like some of the things that we've dealt with in our lives have not been very pleasant. And to have someone like walk with you into these dark places and help you love yourself just makes such a difference. And I'm part of the Twin Flames Universe, coaching community, and every single one of the Ascension coaches have a coach. Every single one. Nobody is like, I don't need a coach. I'm healed. I'm fine. Like even all of the ones who have their divine counterpart, they have Harmonious Union. They still have their coaches. They're still healing. They're still working through these things. So I would just encourage you to begin considering adding that into your lifestyle budget. Just like, 15 years ago, people didn't have iPhones. They just had a little flip phone. And now we're spending, I don't even know what the new fancy ones are, like $1,500 or something plus, right? We didn't used to walk around with these like smartphones. But now we don't live without them. And so I would just encourage you to find a way around some of the limiting beliefs that you have about what you deserve, because you deserve guidance and help on your path. And it's made all the difference for me. And I will say that every single coach in our community that's gotten into Harmonious Union, they've done it with a coach. So I'm just saying. So it doesn't have to be me, but I definitely encourage you to get help. Get help somewhere, even if it's not for me. No, but for real. And I just, and also when you're finding a coach, you want someone who's going to give you the cool tools to also be able to do it on your own, right? I think a lot of times, people on this journey, they look for like psychics and different people. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to tell you who to hire, But I will say, in our community, we've talked to a lot of people who, like, psychics have told them, like, oh, it's not going to happen in this lifetime. And I just want to empower you to realize that it's not about what other people choose and decide for you. It's what you choose and decide for yourself. And you and your twin flame absolutely 150% choose together. So that's when you doubt, they doubt as well. It's about removing the doubt, okay, that you can have your dream life, that you can have your twin flame, that you can have a career of your dreams. So, all right, with that, I'm going to let you go. But that's the mirror exercise in a nutshell that you can do absolutely on your own to heal it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you get into the mirror exercise and you're like, I'm stuck, feel free to message me in the comments, message me on my website. Be happy to reach back out to you. As I get busier, I won't be able to help as much, but I am here as a free resource too. Also, I have a Mirror Mastery workshop you could join. I have a really awesome, meditation that'll really help you release codependency. But again, that's the consistency of doing that, like, over and over. I've been doing that meditation for like a few months now, and I just feel like so lit up. I mean, here it is, like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I'm like really lit up, and I'm not missing my twin. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not missing, but like I feel filled up with spirit, and I don't need my twin to fill that void, right? So, all right, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful year and life, and just, remember to make the changes that you want to make them now. Is this going to get you toward your goal, or is it going to take you further away, right? Look at your goals in that way, and you're always like the parabola, and the snowball effect will help you go up, right? You're going to be, there's no middle ground. That's what people misunderstand about life, is there's no middle ground. You're either going up or you're slightly going down. Or you could go down and up and down and up and down, but then you just stay stuck. You're like, why am I stuck? What are your choices? What are your choices saying about you and your subconscious programming, your belief systems? If you want to change your belief systems, you've got to go in and mirror what's happening in your life, okay? All right, with that, I will let you go. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful year, and keep learning to master your mirror, master yourself, master your life. Live well, be well, love well, and love you all. Take good care. Blessings.